How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited for this one. Sarah Strong breakdown, historic, special UConn freshman who helped them dominate their way to a national title. We're going to talk about her Final Four, and I'm going to start with two plays. First, just like a simple end of early quarter dribble handoff with Paige Beckers, who's obviously going to be the number one pick in the draft. She's unbelievable. Simple action, right? Because Strong has gravity right here, these two defenders don't want to leave her fully, giving Paige an easy runway to just get a wide open mid-range pull-up. 9:52 right there. Next possession down. Strong is going to kind of fake like this is just her feel for the game as a 19-year-old freshman is unbelievable. Fakes this dribble handoff, right? Goes back door. Paige reads it. She finishes Strong at the cup, but Sarah Strong is one of the most special players in all of college basketball at any level, especially as a freshman, and I wanted to talk about her. So like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the women's hoops content. And Sarah Strong, 6'3" combo, big wing, and just a brilliant passer. Had an assist to turnover ratio this year in the half court over 2, which is absolutely nuts. And look at her, just she makes so many good little decisions. She's cutting off the ball right here, pump fakes, realize she doesn't have a good passing window right here, so she backs out with her handle, finds a backdoor cut. Like, such a brilliant decision maker, and UConn trusts her a ton with the ball playing at the top of the key, which, again, high praise for a freshman on a team as loaded as this UConn team. Shout out to Bird and Tarasi. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a lot of the clips with the normal broadcast, but great job by Sarah Strong here, finding Paige Beckers cutting in from the wing. Beckers gonna kick out to AZ Fudd for 3. It's just her presence on the floor is so impactful. Box plus minus is not everything, but Sarah Strong comfortably leads the country in box plus minus as a freshman here. 23.1. Remember that number. That is her box plus minus. Going back to 2020, which is this database's first year, only one player, Aaliyah Boston, who of course, dominant college big, went on to be the number one pick, only one with a BPM higher than Sarah Strong. And I really do think that kind of starts to help understand like her just unbelievable impact in every facet of the game, where high post right here feathers that beautiful back door. Like, they trust her to make high leverage decisions and throw these passes into tight windows and read the floor really quickly. Like, UConn runs a lot of motion, their chin offense, a lot of backdoor cutting, a lot of read and react stuff that takes high field players to operate. And this is just like almost a set play, really, where they have Paige running off and they have the backdoor slip, or maybe this was actually just a high IQ slip right there. But of course, you need to have the passer like Strong to find those open players, and her ability to pass on the move at this age is really impressive. She's so quick and good at scoring. She blows by this post defender. Lauren Betts slides down, which opens up a nice little window for her to bounce pass into for a pretty good look at a floater right there. They really trust her as a driver, partly because she can shoot, which we'll get to. This is a really great look by 6'2", 6'3" Strong. Pump fake, attack off the catch. Late eyes here as well, not giving away her pass intention until the very last second, and AZ Fudd's going to splash at 3. AZ Fudd was awesome, but Sarah Strong should have won most outstanding player of the Final Four, absolutely. And they use her a lot as like a chin offensive engine, and chin just meaning this like 1-4 Princeton offense formation with a lot of high post entries and wing cutting and stuff. But she'll turn the ball over sometimes, I guess, just trying to run the plays at times, where I think maybe she she'll definitely take some risks as a passer, try to squeeze this play in, and maybe if she, put the ball a little bit higher. But it's hard to nitpick a player as good as Sarah Strong. And we'll keep, most of the criticisms I have of her game are pretty minor nitpicks. But for the most part, you can see why they trust her as a decision maker, as a dribble handoff operator working at the top of the key. They trust her to handle the pressure, to not turn the ball over in these spots, to wait for Paige to come around. And Paige is obviously an amazing creator, but I think Sarah Strong unlocks Paige because she, to me, is at her best playing off of motion. She is a special off-ball mover in terms of feel and speed and quickness and all of that stuff. And her ability to create shots off the ball is so in sync with Strong. And of course, all of this works because Strong is an amazing scorer. She averaged a bunch of points this year, and her touch around the rim is phenomenal. Great job just immediately going to this middle hook shot. I couldn't find a good wingspan measurement for Strong, but her wingspan has to be enormous. Like, it's just obvious watching those things. Her arms drape down so much, and she makes other experienced college players, Chloe Kitts, look small, look like they're easy. Right? Just catching the ball on a seal, finishing over them. This is the kind of dominance that I really want to see from your high level big prospects. And you can see the smarts here as well. Running just a set play here, gets doubled, quickly passes out, gets it back on the repost, and goes to work against a switch, right? So she knows that she's the play here, right? Strong has a switch against Pow Pow, the guard. South Carolina initially disrupts this play, but they don't like scram switch or anything out, and they just leave Pow Pow on the island. Great job by Chen, of course, who's a sick role player. She's awesome to find Strong, and of course Strong is going to finish that shot as well. She's so good sealing players off because of her ability to finish with touch and her strength, and she has great hands. Super, I think hand-eye coordination is a trait a lot of stars have, and I have another play later, which is a better example of that. But her ability to catch in traffic, locate the basket, and finish strong, always so impressive to me. I think I accidentally included this play twice. This was the play that I was thinking of with the insane of her right here. Catch this ball, tracks it over her shoulder like a wide receiver, gathers, finishes with her weak left hand, like the touch, the hand-eye coordination, the body control, all of that stuff, the focus to finish a shot like that. And that helps her, right? She is on high volume, 200 rim attempts, the second most efficient finisher in the country, only behind a really good interior scoring big and Audi Crooks, but she's a pure big. We're just going to take this chance to look at Sarah Strong's stat profile for a second. Awesome shooter, 38.8%, 7, good volume, absurdly efficient interior scorer, amazing assist to turnover rate. Like I said, pretty high usage, 24, insane block and steal numbers. The free throw rate is the only statistical red flag. She doesn't draw a lot of fouls, and I think there's a little bit of hesitancy at time on tape, which we'll get to. But again, she feels the front denial, spins off, finishes over another contest. Like, traffic does not bother her, and I love the flashes where she brings up the ball in transition because I think she has a lot of handling potential. She's quick in a straight line, she's coordinated, she's so strong. Like, I could see her developing into a really dynamic off-drive creator, but I do think sometimes she can rush her finishes in traffic, and she's not. She could definitely get better at seeking out contact and being more intentional about like trying to go into players' bodies and stuff. And I think that kind of explains the low free throw rate. Like, she really relies on her touch, which makes sense because her touch is special and she's such a talented finisher. But I do think there are moments where she could play more physically on offense, which is interesting because I don't think she has that problem on defense at all, which we'll get to. But yeah, I could see that as a potential area of improvement for Strong. Just like again, would love to see her like take a power dribble, carve out space. I mean, obviously you can kick out in that situation as well, but like I said before, all of my criticisms of Strong are like very minor nitpicks. And of course, we saw the shooting numbers a second ago. They love to run around pick and pops, get her open, and her confidence shooting over contests is so impressive. Like, kind of sets her feet, takes a second to align the right foot, splashes it over a defender. Just really high, quick release, and of course the touch translates to the outside shot. Like, you can't leave Sarah Strong open. Like, teams will just leave Sarah Strong open because they kind of feel like they have to. Like, they have to sag off her because she's big and they don't have any other options. But it's just not a good idea because she's gonna kill you with her 3-point shot. She was unbelievable shooting in the tournament. She's just an unreal shooter overall, and a really dangerous pick and pop threat. Just like really hard to guard a player like Sarah Strong, who, if you devote more resources to her as a helper, she'll just make the pass to the cutter or the shooter. But if you're too late, she'll just splash it over you for three. So like, great pick and pop bigs are so rare, I think, and she could be one of the all-time special ones. And she has, this is what I kind of meant with the driving stuff. She's able to drive off the catch, and she looks pretty fluid doing it. Just not as many reps of this as her working in the post and stuff. But of course, her shooting threat draws a hard closeout. Excuse me. Her shooting threat draws a hard closeout. Her defense so good as well. We saw the steal and block numbers, and she will control entire possessions. We see her walling off Kits on the drive right here. Going to end up forcing a pass right here, staying in the area. Strong's not done though, switches out onto Kit's isolation right there. Gonna switch and contain the pick and roll and block that shit. Like, so involved, multiple efforts, multiple actions. You can see the fluidity and the mobility, as well as just like the timing and the verticality here. Like, not the most physical like rim protector either, but really great in terms of controlling her body. And underrated play right here, midair, tapping the ball to AC Fudd to start the break right there. She is a mean she is a mean defender though on the ball, and even before the block, shout out Caitlin Clark, go Fever. You can see her shading Pow Pow and honestly playing two at once. Like, she has her hand showing in this gap. She's playing this gap right here and is able to get back, and of course just just gobbles this shot up, able to keep in front, contest, and is going to end up grabbing a huge rebound right here. She had a gazillion rebounds in these games as well. Another great rebound for Strong, and I loved her ability to go coast to coast with these. We see her starting on the defensive end. She's going to drive into a post up, generate a kick out, and end up getting, I think she ends up missing a layup right here. But point being, just like generating good offense by herself, her getting the rebound, her finishing her plays. The versatility she's going to bring, I think, is really high. She's going to be able to guard drop in the pick and roll. You can see that the instincts here, immediately sliding down, tracking this driver, blocking the shot out of bounds. Yeah, she's got it all in terms of defensive versatility. Like, I don't know if she's a true, like, primary center rim protector like an Asia Wilson, but she doesn't have to be an elite defensive player. And I really do think as she continues to get stronger and more physical, like, it is so scary that she is a 19-year-old freshman doing all this, erasing that jumper. Like, how good she is at this age. Like, I can't even imagine what Sarah Strong is going to look like as a junior or whenever she declares for whatever WNBA draft it is. But I feel like this is a hot take to some people. I mean, I think Sarah Strong is the best prospect regardless of class. I think she's better than Beckers, better than Hidalgo, even probably a little better than Juju. Like, obviously, like, the injury is awful, and we obviously need her to get healthy. But I think Strong's defensive versatility, all of the things she can do on offense, the dominance at her age, where Juju, I mean, I don't know. I can't really sit here and say that she's not like a special prospect as well. But I really think Strong is the truth, point being. And we're watching greatness unfold. And we're going to be watching a lot more greatness over the next couple of years. So get used to it. And Sarah Strong, man, she's one of my favorite players to watch in all of college basketball at this point. So cerebral, skilled, athletic, just everything you want in a combo modern big. So let me know what you think, and like, comment, subscribe. All that would be hugely appreciated.